Good evening. My name is Sharice Vickers, and I am the Executive Director to the City of Newburgh Industrial Development Agency. Today I'm holding the continuation of the public hearing which was held on December 19th, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. to continue to allow citizens to make a statement for the record relating to the involvement of the agency with a project for the benefit of 191 Washington Street, LLC, a New York limited liability company, which I will refer to as the company. In addition, the agency is holding this public hearing to consider written and verbal comments on the request of the company for a payment in lieu of taxes agreement, which pilot request deviates from the current uniform tax exemption policy of the agency, pursuant to Section 8744 of the General Municipal Law, and in accordance with the policy prior to taking final action on the pilot request for a deviation from the policy. There we go. Wouldn't mind going down there. One more person, thanks. In accordance with the policy, prior to taking final action on the pilot request for a deviation from the policy, the agency must adopt a resolution setting forth with respect to the proposed deviation, A, the amount of the proposed tax exemption, B, the amount and nature of the proposed pilot, and C, indicating the reasons for the proposed deviation. At its regular meeting held on January 18, 2023, the agency approved the issuance of a letter to the affecting taxing jurisdiction setting forth the reasons of the proposed deviation from the policy as required by the Act and the policy. This letter was mailed to the affected taxing jurisdictions on January 24, 2023. The proposed project consists of the following. A, the acquisition of a leasehold interest in approximately 40,000 square foot parcel of land located at 191 Washington Street in the city of Newburgh. The construction of 2 new buildings totaling approximately 70,000 square feet to consist of 12 residential units and commercial space, including offices and a farm brewery, and the acquisition and installation therein and thereon of related fixtures, machinery, equipment, and other personal property, which I will collectively refer to this as the project facility. This is B, the granting of certain financial assistance with respect to the proposed project, including potential exemptions from certain sales and use taxes, real property taxes, real estate transfer taxes, and mortgage recording taxes. And C, the lease of the project facility to the company. I intend to provide general information on the agency's general authority and public purpose to provide assistance to this proposed project. I will then open the comment period to receive comments from all present who wish to comment on either the proposed project or the financial assistance contemplated by the agency with respect to the proposed project. Legal authorization and powers of the agency. City of Newburgh Industrial Development Agency is authorized and empowered by provisions of Chapter 1030 of the 1969 Laws of New York, constituting Title I of Article 18A of the General Municipal Law, Chapter 24 of the Consolidated Laws of New York, as amended, the Enabling Act, and Chapter 577 of the 1982 Laws of New York, as amended, constituting Section 913 of said General Municipal Law, said chapter and the Enabling Act being hereinafter collectively referred to as the Act. Purpose of this public hearing. Pursuant to Section 859A2 of the Act, prior to the agency providing any financial assistance as defined in the Act of more than $100,000 to any project, the agency, among other things, must hold a public hearing pursuant to Section 859A of the Act with respect to said project. Since the proposed financial assistance to be provided by the agency with respect to the proposed project may exceed $100,000, then prior to providing any financial assistance as defined in the Act of more than $100,000 to the proposed project, the agency must hold a public hearing on the nature and location of the project facility and the proposed financial assistance to be provided by the agency with respect to the proposed project. Pursuant to Section 8744 of the Act, and in accordance with the policy, prior to taking final action on the pilot request for a deviation from the policy, the agency must adopt a resolution setting forth with respect to the proposed deviation, A, the amount of proposed tax exemption, B, the amount and nature of the proposed pilot, and C, indicating reasons for the proposed deviation. At its regular meeting held on January 18th, 2023, the agency approved the issuance of a letter setting forth the reasons of the proposed deviation from the policy as required by the Act and the policy. The proposed pilot agreement would be for a term of up to 14 years, with the company making the payments in each year of the pilot in accordance with the schedule previously published by the agency. A copy of the letter to the taxing authorities is incorporated into this transcript by this reference. The executive director of the agency caused notice of this public hearing to be mailed on January 24, 2023 to the chief executive officers of Orange County, the City of Newburgh, and the City of Newburgh School District. Published on January 26, 2023 in the Times-Herald Record, a newspaper of general circulation available to the residents of the City of Newburgh, Orange County, New York. In addition, the executive director of the agency caused notice of this public hearing to be hand-delivered to each of the chief executive officers in the City of Newburgh on January 24th, 2023, and posted on January 23, 2023 on the agency's website, and also on a public bulletin board on January 24th, 2023, located at City Hall, 83 Broadway, Newburgh, New York. Now, unless there is any objection, I'm going to suggest waiving the full reading of the notice of this public hearing and instead request that the full text of the notice of this public hearing be inserted into the record of this public hearing as Schedule A. The comments received today at this public hearing will be presented to the members of the agency at or prior to the meeting at which the members of the agency will consider whether to approve the undertaking of the proposed project by the agency and the granting of the agency of any financial assistance in excess of $100,000 with respect to the proposed project. Written comments. The notice of this public hearing indicated that written comments could be addressed to Sharice Vickers, Executive Director of this agency. I have received none. I will now invite the project, Sisha Ortuzar, to talk about what he is proposing.
Is it working? Okay. Okay, great. Well, thank you for having us again. In light of how extensive the remarks were last time we were here, we're going to be very brief this time. So we are here again to ask for this for the pilot. As you know, the project that we are contemplating is the renovation of the existing school building at 191 Washington and the construction of the two new buildings, which will the project will be a total of 70 residential units and about 15,000 square feet of commercial space. We are moving through the different boards, and we're getting ready to mobilize on this project as soon as we can. This project, in order for it to move forward, we need this pilot. I think we, in our last presentation here and conversations with the board, we've shown why, and at the last public hearing we had, I think we were very glad to receive a lot of support from the community, which tells us that we're on the right track with this, and we are looking forward to get started. So that's all I have.
Thank you. I will now open this public hearing open for public comment at 5:43 p.m. Is there anyone that wishes to comment that has not signed in? Okay. So I guess I will conclude this public hearing at 5:43 p.m. Thank you for attending.
Oh, it was already on. Good evening. Welcome to the